Welcome to Nationalist Hub. Today we have conversations. Conversation with a young man from Manipur, Philem Rohan Singh. Rohan is a master's, or rather a master's, who dropped out to pursue his passion of social activism, cycling, of course, and biking. Today we have with him in the studios to talk about the issue of Manipur. So Philem Rohan Singh is going to speak about Manipur like not many people have heard it before. Because for a difference, he's a meaty Christian, and usually the acquisition is along the regional lines on, various other factors, including religion, region, and other factors that have complicated the Manipur issue. We go back to the 3rd of May when it all started with a High Court judgment asking the Manipur government to consider giving scheduled tribe status to the Meiteis. And that set off a huge amount of protest, and rest, as they say, is history. But today, let's go back and look at the issue in depth, and welcome to the show, Philem.
Thank you. Thank you.
I know that you are a cyclist, you are a gentleman who's gone on the electric bike, traveled 14,000 kilometers.
Yes.
And biking, cycling, you've done about 17,000 kilometers.
17,000 kilometers, yes.
But let's go back and understand, because for a layman sitting across in a city like Hyderabad and across Telangana, they really don't understand, because media is full of news, twisted one way or another. Tell us, where does the genesis of all this start? Where does this issue start?
Yeah. Truly speaking, like, we have a series of incidents which has given fire to the real incident of what is really going on in Manipur. The government of Manipur recently in 2018, when the N. Singh government came in power, had initiated a campaign called War on Drugs. We, not just as from political background, but social activists like us and from different CSO background, has helped this campaign in full scale, where we want to fight against this poppy plantation and the drug trafficking and everything going on in Manipur. And huge amount of crores and crores of rupees of poppy plantations were caught from More and from the areas of Manipur, from different communities of tribe. It was caught from the Kuki communities, it was caught from the Meitei Muslims, it was caught from the Meiteis itself, it was also caught from the Naga tribe. So the campaign targeted entirely on the pretext of Manipur. But surprisingly, when the NAB department of Manipur had published the data of all this narco-terrorism data, it happened to find out that out of the 100% of the area of poppy cultivated land found in Manipur, out of that 85% of land which was poppy cultivated in Manipur were found to be from the Kuki dominated area. And the data itself proves that like something is wrong with our Kuki community and Kuki brothers and sisters. We are not fully blaming on them, but everyone has a part in it. But 85% as the data itself speaks out. So they felt like they have been targeted by the government, or they have been targeted by the large, Meitei community group specifically to them, when everyone has been involved in it. So this had also a major spark of what is happening on the 3rd of May. Rather than that, there is a big entrance of illegal immigrants from the poorest borders of Manipur. I myself, I went in 2021 and helped out refugees from Myanmar who came to the town of More. These are mainly the Kuki Chin people. When the junta regime had back on Myanmar, and then the Kuki Chin people had to fled in different part of India, and then many of them were in Mizoram, many of them came in Manipur, and I was also one of an activist who went and helped them out. So because of all these reasons of coming of the refugees, narco-terrorism, poppy plantation, this all spark out because of that, and that's the genesis of the main crisis in Manipur. But what you saw on the 3rd of May was just a spark and just a a triggering point of the whole thing. Yeah.
The drug issue in Manipur, for a layman sitting across in south of India, really doesn't understand. We all know that Manipur has northeast has a drug problem. Manipur, many families have been devastated by the drug issue. Were these drugs local consumption, or definitely there would have been an international market for it?
Yeah. This has some connection with what happened to Punjab some few years back. Again, the entire youth of Punjab was involved in drug. The same scenario is happening right now in Manipur also, where large number of youths are involved already in drugs. And my own father passed away because of alcoholism and drug issue, which is also related with what is happening right now. So being myself a kid who has been grown from all this background of drug abuse, and where my father has harassed my mom, and all these drug issues has been mixed up, I kind of have a feeling that it is my duty as a citizen of India to save ourselves from all of these issues. So Manipur has a same climatic habitations and same weather conditions and same soil structure to that of what we call the golden triangle of Laos, Cambodia and Vietnam. So how people do poppy plantation is like they'll just cut off the entire hillock area, and then they'll put all this salt, minerals and all this nutrient, and the feasibility of the soil also is just for 3 years. So they'll cultivate poppy this thing in like for 3 years, and then they just leave the hillock. So that's how the poppy cultivation has been vastly cultivated in the hillocks of Manipur, and that the government of Manipur and activists like us have observed that this is going to spoil the climatic condition and the entire topographical geographical area of Manipur. And that is the reason why when we started to fight out on this issue. Now the main issue is I can guarantee sir, now if I am given a chance, being myself a Meitei Christian, that if Kuki brothers and sisters give me an assurance that Rohan, we are not going to kill you because you are a Christian, Meitei Christian, I'm ready to go to Chandel, I'm ready to go to Kangpopi, I can guarantee 100% there will be so many areas where poppy cultivation is done right now at the moment, because this is the blooming season. Blooming season is going to come very soon. So like this, a vast scale of the hill areas has been already involved in the drug issues, and the cultivation is also going on, the trafficking is also going on, the selling and buying is everything is also going on in Manipur. So that is the reason why we believe, like Manipur, having said that we have a same structure to that of the golden triangle, people are right now targeting mainly on this Manipur so that they can turn my state into the second golden triangle, which we have already seen this scope of the thing. So that is why we have been trying to defend, and in defending this as for ourselves and as for our generation, that is how the entire of narco terrorism, where these people see a lot of resources, these people see a lot of fundings through our state, they knew that people like us will stand up and fight on this course. So that is the reason why there is a big issue of narco terrorism going on in Manipur.
Good. You brought up the point about narco-terrorism, and we have been told by that the Biren Singh government as such, cracked down hard on the narco-terrorism. I'm not getting into meaties and cookies again here. You spoke out every community being involved. To a large extent, cookies were involved in the narco-terrorism part of it. Of course, they dominate the hills, and the meaties are in the valley and Imphal and surrounding places. Now, the question that I need to ask you is that the only reason why the Biren Singh government cracked down? Is that the only reason why this problem started? Because I remember before May 3rd also, there was an incident where an open-air gym was burned down, which was supposed to be inaugurated by the Chief Minister. And these were building up into a thing. Now, the accusation is that you are destroying cookies, you are burning our churches, and that is what the media here is cultivating. But what is the real truth?
I would say the real truth is people are trying to drag so many, agendas here. And people are making it very, very complicated out of nowhere else, out of a blue. When both sides are affected, they are trying to, do the game of minority game, sympathy game of religion card. They are using all means of card to, portray this as they are the minority. But the real issue is like, see, personally being myself an activist, what is the relationship between the activists and the government? Government and activists won't have a good relationship at all. Correct. I'm telling you honestly, I have never had a good relationship with the present government. But having said that, I have a real respect and my acknowledgement for the all good things that the government has done in Manipur. War on drugs, how can I say that this is a bad initiative? How can I say that imposting of the initiative of NRC or the let's say the inner line permits and everything, where the outer influences and the outer influx has been checked? How can I say that this kind of initiative are bad initiative? So doing all these things, especially when it comes to the data, recently also all the national papers have updated in their papers that almost in the first phase of the checking, we were happened to found that around 3,000 illegal immigrants were found in many of the village area of the hill area, and that itself proves that there is a big influx number of people who are refugee from Myanmar or whatever from elsewhere. So interestingly, the Naga tribes who are not involved right now with the violence and the Meiteis are okay with NRC. We are okay with NRC. We say yes to NRC, but the ITLF, interestingly, the Indigenous Tribal Forum, they call Indigenous Tribal Forum, but they are against NRC. So here is the twist going on. When you introduce yourself that you are, at the Indigenous Tribal Forum of the state, why should you fear for NRC? So that is the reason why even it has come to a claim that there's a Anglo-Kuki Manipuri war gate, which was informed that it was burned down in the beginning of the violence. Ministry of Home Affairs have already given a clarification from the ministry itself that there is no such thing called Anglo-Kuki Manipuri war. Already it has been published by the Ministry of Home Affairs. How can you come with all this, fake propagandas and claim when the Ministry of Home Affairs, it's not by the Meiteis also, it's by the Ministry of Home Affairs. They have already claimed that there is no such thing called Anglo-Kuki Manipur. And because of all this turmoil, they don't know whom to retaliate. So the retaliation keep on doing in many of the survey, and that's how the violence is
in fact, what we saw is quite often to play this game of what's happening in Manipur, a blame game on the Hindu versus Christians.
Okay.
Very broad terminology. I mean, I come from Kerala, and the media in Kerala has been playing it up, saying so many churches burned down, so many homes burned down, but there is no report of the number of temples burned down or number of homes burned down on the other side. Can you clarify this church? Because there is a Baptist church there. There are other denominations also in Manipur, which, and you being a Meitei Christian, you would be able to explain to us better as to whether all this really happened?
Yeah. Persecution of the Christian is something undeniable. This will happen in Kerala, this will happen in Tamil Nadu, this will happen in Manipur, this will happen in every part of the world. Persecution of the Christian is no doubt. Me being a Meitei Christian, I have been also persecuted my entire life, and no doubt on that, I can't deny that fact. But people on the other side have not known the story of how many mandirs are being vandalized. See, being myself a Christian, I'm telling you specifically, I don't know the exact number, but the exact number is, I think, is coming from the right platform very soon from one of the forum. I won't name it now because they have not done a press release till yet, but approximately 350 churches from Meitei Christian community and from the Kuki communities. And some part of the Naga communities were also involved because of misunderstanding. Around 350 churches were being burned down. No doubt, I'm not running away from that fact because I'm a Christian myself. I really condemn that burning of the churches also. I'm really shocked and broken hearted because of this news. In the meantime, the Umanglai Kanbar Loop, which is responsible body, like it's the same body like, let's say, the Hyderabad Christian organization. For example, this is a body which is responsible for all the data of mandirs and temples. They have recently come to a data that 393 mandirs and temples, including 200 years old Shiva Mandir temples, including many old temples and mandirs which are hierarchically and I would say historically related with the Meiteis. 393 were also burned down. How can you just come up with an empty claim that yes, of course, when two communities are fighting, one community belongs to different varieties of religion, one community specifically Kuki, 99% of them belong to Christian. Yes, Christians are affected. The other communities are also affected. You cannot just go with one side of the story. When it comes to Meitei, we have the Meitei Christian, being myself Meitei Christian, we have around 1.5 lakhs population of Meitei Christians. We have the Meitei Hindus, we have the Meitei Sanamahism, we have varieties of other people who follow all this ethnic religion also. They are all affected. They are all affected. So you cannot just come up with a blame game that it's just only a Hindu and Christian thing, and Christians are all dominated. Let me ask you this question. I'm a Meitei Christian. I'm telling you honestly today, taking this opportunity of sitting here in front of the camera. I have been persecuted by my own people, Meitei people, for being a Christian. Number 1 point. Number 2 point. My friends, my church believer friends who are from Sisipur, who are from More, when they introduced themselves in a city like Chorchanpur, which is a Christian dominated area, when they introduced that we are Christian, we are Meitei Christian, more than 200 houses have been burned down by the Kukis for the Meitei Christian. How can you claim that when the Kuki Christians are burning the houses of the Meitei Christians' houses, including churches, I'm telling you specifically, some around 5 to 6 churches were being burned, vandalized, looted.
So let me just clarify this point.
Yeah.
The Meitei churches were burned down by the Kuki Christian community.
It's a two thing. Meitei Christian churches were also vandalized, burned and demolished by the Meiteis. And that is known to the entire world, sir. That is known to the entire world. Even the European Union has been quoting that. I can't run away from that fact. And that is the fact itself. But people have not known the fact that at least there were 5 to 6 churches of the Meitei Christians which were being burned, vandalized, looted and demolished by the Kukis also. It seemed like telling ki Hindus from one state have burned another mandir of another state Hindu. It's same as like one Muslim community from one state has burned another Muslim. It's a same scenario as that.
In fact, Rohan, this issue of Manipur, in fact, we have spoken about it earlier in this channel. We had a few Manipuri students, few Manipuri employees working in Hyderabad who came and spoke about it. They all say that this is not an issue that just sprung up overnight. This is an 830-year-old issue, more than that actually. It started from that era with the tribal thing, with various other factors that are at work here. Northeast entirely has a tribal issue. I mean, be it Nagaland, we have seen a long-running feud there. Be it Manipur, be it Mizoram. We have everywhere we have tribal issues. Even Assam had it till recently. When you look at the tribes as such, and we say that people from Myanmar who come, the illegal immigrants, they are provided with some birth certificates, Aadhaar cards and all that, and they become citizens, which is why you are insisting on NRC, and many people didn't get the full form of it. It's a National Register of Citizens, which is stoutly opposed by Congress and other parties. Now, my question to you is, you look at the political parties. You had Sitaram Yechuri came in day before yesterday. Landed up in Manipur, made big statements and went back. You had Rahul Gandhi coming there. Do you think politicians have made the situation worse?
I would say, and I would invite and I would request all the politicians, if you're coming to Manipur, don't come for political game and don't come for political mileage. If you truly care for the real Manipuris, I'm saying you specifically, the real Manipuris include even the Kukis. I don't know what agenda and what mindset that they have, the Kukis, but I'm even addressing them as real Manipuris, except those illegal immigrants who have influx in Manipur. But the real, if people have the intention of saving the real Manipur, the territorial integrity in the real scenario of Manipur, then you are requested to come to Manipur. Otherwise, if your presence is going to create another havoc, then we would request you not to come. Rather than you suggest your people, advise the people, and do your aspect in a positive references. That is one suggestion I have for the politicians.
In fact, there's another blame game that is going on right now in terms of the army. I mean, let us look at the paramilitary. I won't call them army. The Assam Rifles, which is more or less restricted to the northeast to a large extent. There have been accusations, even from the Indian Army side, that many operations were stopped by the Assam Rifles. And in some cases, the accusations have come from the Meiteis, in some cases from the Kukis, saying these people are siding, the Assam Rifles is siding with either side. What is the truth behind it?
There was a specific day when the Kukis had a mass burial site in Torbung, which is also very near to my hometown. I'm from Moirang. And there was a news report coming up, and that video went so viral in social media and in the news channel also. We happened to see 2 personnel who were wearing uniforms rather than the Assam Rifles were seen among the Assam Rifles, and we couldn't verify who were those people. They had another different uniforms that of a military were seen among the Assam Rifles.
Is that the militants or the insurgents?
Yeah, that would be definitely the insurgents and the militants, and that is the reason why, sir, 31 MLAs, it's not me, keep me aside, now I'm just being a vocal person. 31 MLAs, including all the Maira Paibi community, including every sector of people, have requested the removal of Assam Rifles from Manipur. Not all the Assam Rifles, but I would say the specific battalions who were involved in such kind of activity, and we have a very heated debate regarding this also. But I would say no, I have a very deep respect for all the Assam Rifles. I have been collaborating with them for years and years. I have so many CEOs and friends also. But having said that, if they are not truly going for the truth rather than taking sides, then my respect for them has also honestly gone down. And I have seen so many of them taking sides and doing all the unacceptable things also. So I'm very sad regarding
what is the solution then?
Problem
is easy, the solution is tough, because Assam Rifles, mostly the units are recruiting from the local population. If you bring in somebody from the other part of the country, a Jat regiment or a Madras regiment, they wouldn't be so comfortable in dealing with people from that area. One is the language, of course. Second is the terrain by itself. What's the solution?
Specifically when it comes to this, there has been also so many reports that the fooding materials of the Assam Rifles were found in the Kuki areas also, and this and that, and so many blame game has been going on. When it comes to solution, I would say even police, the state police who is taking care of the law and order situation, the first group itself who is responsible for the law and order situation itself is the one who filed an FIR to the Assam Rifle. So something is going on here. So I mean, I'm not at level to all level this down, but police itself is the one, including the SP and all the levels of the DG and the IG level, are the ones who took up an FIR to the Assam Rifles. So this is another level thing which something is going on here. So I think people, I would request the Assam Rifles, or let it be the state force or whatever, the police department, the army people, to honestly do their duty or do their job, rather than going on a vested interest and taking sides. So this would be my request.
Rohan, for the last few weeks, I guess you've been traveling around India. You've been in Hyderabad speaking at various public forums about the issue in Manipur. Now, when you try and explain to somebody in Delhi or Mumbai or Hyderabad or Bangalore about what happened in Manipur, does it take you, do the people really believe what happened there, or do they feel it's too far away for any issue to happen? Only the television visuals keep playing the two women who were raped and all the issues that come up. But have people understood the issue in depth? Have Indians really, because for us, for a long time, development in Northeast never happened. It's only in the recent past that we've seen roads and other infrastructure, rail and all come up. Do you think it's a case of, as we call it in media, tyranny of distance?
There have been presence of so many correspondents in Manipur also. I have personally met all of them. There has been presence of many of the CSO leaders, Christian leaders coming and verifying the actual fake findings of Manipur also. They have realized, most of them, I would say 80% have realized that what they have seen and heard from the media is also completely different from what is really going on inside Manipur. Because many of them first believe that this is a Christian issue and Christian has been devastated. But when they come and see and hear both sides of the story, they come to a realization that this has nothing to do with religion, rather than this is a community fight. Even the head bishop of Mumbai had clarified in his personal social media video that this has nothing to do with the religion thing. We should not go deeper on that aspect. In order to convey this thing, we need to sit this kind of sessions more with the intellectuals. We should know the broader perspective of the issue, because what is happening today in Manipur, it can happen tomorrow at Nagaland, it can happen tomorrow at Mizoram, the so-called our Mizoram, beautiful state which is giving refuge to all the Kuki-Chin people right now. There might be another problem happening in Mizoram very soon. Tripura might be the one who is facing it. Even Shillong can be, targeted. The interesting one press release from the government of Nagaland is itself as the DC of Mejifema had a release in the DC office that anyone who comes and wants to change the Aadhaar card address are not allowed to do it for the upcoming some 2-3 months, because they have also a sense that the cookies might come to Mejifema and do the changing of the data and the address also, which they fear it. And in Mizoram also, in Meghalaya also, in a goodwill mission, they have told people coming in a people coming very freshly to Meghalaya and about to take renting and whatever these things are not allowed in Meghalaya. So other states are also aware of what is happening right now in Manipur. So I think they have already known the bigger version of what is going on in Manipur, that this has nothing to do with the religion thing. This is not just even two communities fight, but this is moreover the indigenous people fight and the non-indigenous people fight, or it might be also called the fight between our country, India, and also the outer influx fight. So that is how I can.
The porous border with Myanmar, earlier Burma, we all know that it started 18th century, 17th century when the Métis kings brought in the Nagas also to form a buffer between them and the Kukis. I remember reading about it. But now Nagas more or less stay out of it unless they get attacked. Right? They have a different issue to deal with altogether. But the question that comes up often is, in a state where the poppy cultivation is bigger than the state's GDP itself, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
There, the issue is twofold. One is the drug issue. Second is illegal migration. Am I correct with this two, or is there a third element also?
Narco-terrorism, yes, it's all included, yeah.
So how do you think the NRC is one quick fix solution, but the politicians in India who've been crying about Manipur in parliament will stoutly oppose any demand for NRC. The same political parties which were protesting, wanting money. Am I correct?
Yeah. Rather than this should be fully focused on how to save the state Manipur and also how to save the country India from the outer influx, rather than focusing on the political agenda. I have a feeling that all political parties, the different bodies of political party who have come today in Manipur and met different varieties of Kukis and Maitai going to Chochanpur and Manipur, I doubt that when they come to power will they keep that stain of how they are supporting us right now, rather than this is just a political game, or rather they will come and directly do their job and they will support us the way how they are supporting. And this is our $1 million question, not just as a Maitai but as a Manipuri. We are really focused on the term Manipur rather than the Maitais, because we believe that it is not just the Maitais who are existing in Manipur, it's the Nagas, it even includes the Kuki. But we are telling in a very formal way, let's do NRC, let's do the formal procedure. If you think that the Maitais are also illegal immigrants, we are ready to go out of the state itself. But we have to come to a proper measure and a proper solution, that something formal, something legal has to be done. See, the Nagas have been demanding for the Greater Nagaland thing for years.
Nagalim,
yeah, the Nagaland. It's 75 years. They are doing it very formally with the government of India. They have been signing.
Isak Mohova group.
Everything is going on in a formal procedure. See, Maitais have also opted for the ST thing through the government and through the High Court. We have done this very formally. But I really have a confusion. How come our Kuki brothers and sisters, when they are demanding for separate administration, they have to put up arms, they have to kill people, they have to, make their own people suffer for their vested interest. Now, see, I'm telling you, sir, there are 100,000s of Kuki normal people, I would say, the women and children, who keeps on calling, cross-calling to the periphery area of the Maitais and the periphery areas of the Kuki, that when is this stopping? When is this ending? We common peoples are really suffering. We really want to stop this. This is not the voice of the elites and the political people who are standing at the high feet and doing this for self-vested interested. But I won't rather blame all the Kukis, but there are also so many Kukis who want this war to stop. There are so many Maitais who want to stop this war. So I would say, rather than focusing on the ego part and self-righteous part, I would say I'm also taking this opportunity again today in this platform and telling, I'm inviting personally or at any ground of church background or any CSO background, we really want to have words with Kukis, so that it comes to a middle platform where something has to be reconciled. We can't continue.
This can't go on and on.
This can't keep on going like this. And most shockingly, there was one circulation again coming up from one Kuki leader telling that if any Kukis are found to meet with any of the Maitais on the pretext of compensation, peace or religious reason, that Kuki will be shot down not by the Maitais but by our Kuki itself. So I rather doubt that's
an extremely disturbing thing, Rohan. I mean, I understand the pain which you are expressing through your words. I mean, Manipur for many of us Indians, I mean, like the rest of the Northeast, for a long time remained out of the bounds till the people from the northeast started coming and working in the main town India.
Yes.
And we're seeing how hardworking they are, be it in the hospitality sector, be it in any other sector for that matter, that service sectors that you work in. The question is, people, especially the opposition party, says Modi ji didn't go to Manipur, as if his going there would have sorted the problem out. The government of India didn't do anything. That is another accusation by the opposition party, but we all know what the government has done. Government need not tell everything that they're doing. Some things are not said. But do you think, as we close this conversation, do you think in, say, a few months from now, things will settle down? You must be an optimist, I guess.
Yeah, let me be very optimistic, and as we request our Honorable Prime Minister to have a visit in Manipur. I think that will solve half the problem in Manipur right now. His one visit in Manipur has a very big volume of solving what is in Manipur right now.
But whom does he talk to?
He should talk to border communities. He should talk to border communities. He should bring reconciliation. And I'm not at a position right now. I'm really fed up of blaming like the government or whatever, the political parties or whatever. But right now, moreover, I am very optimistic in this area of solving the issue rather than to blame someone else. So I would request Honorable Prime Minister to please have a visit in Manipur, talk to both sides, see a reconciliation part. You might be the only one person right now that the entire people of Manipur is relying on, not just the Meitei, not just the Kuki, but the trust of the two communities of the people. I think even including Nagas, the whole people of Manipur trust is in you. You have to come at least once to Manipur, have a visit, take it into deep consideration, and please come.
Philem Rohan Singh, thank you very much for coming down to Nationalist Hub and speaking to us. And I'm sure Narendra Modi ji is waiting for the day when the situation cools down on the ground. And I'm sure as a Prime Minister, he knows what he has to do. We need not tell him. But I'm sure that from your side, a very, very honest appeal has gone out. And I'm sure a day will come when Prime Minister Modi will be in Imphal and other parts of Manipur and speak to the citizens there. And of course, for that to happen, the situation has to cool down. The security situation has to improve. And then I'm sure a lot of things on the ground will get solved. An 830-year-old issue cannot go away overnight. It cannot be solved in a few days or months. Thank you for coming to Nationalist Hub Studio.
Thank you.
Jai Hind. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that was Philem Rohan Singh, who spoke to us in detail about the issues in Manipur from an activist point of view, because he has dealt with these various communities there. He has dealt with the army, he's dealt with the paramilitary, he's dealt with the drug issue. His own family had a problem. So imagine, from a perspective of an Indian sitting in the mainland India, to talk about Manipur without knowing what is happening there. I think this was an eye-opener. And I should thank Philem Rohan Singh for actually making us all aware of what's happening out there. Thank you for watching. Jai Hind.
Please subscribe to Nationalist Hub English channel for more interesting videos, and don't forget to like and share this video. Nationalist Hub, it's a news revolution.